If you've ever needed static image ads for your product but didn't have a designer or the time to make them yourself, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Because now you can create as many scroll-stopping ad creatives as you want, with AI handling 90% of the work for you. In this video, I'll walk you through the entire process, from revealing the most efficient ad structure to creating your product images to finished ads, all inside one platform. First off, we need to fix the problem that makes many ads look unreliable, and that problem is keeping everything looking consistent. The fix is a reference sheet, and I'll do the whole process inside Higgsfield because it runs GPT Image 2, the best tool for turning text into images, and it has every other tool I need in one place, so I never have to leave the platform. So I've left the link in the description if you want to follow along with your own product. When opening Higgsfield, I'll go to the top menu, then to the image section, and under the models on the right, I'll pick GPT Image 2. Then in the prompt box, I'll set the model to GPT Image 2, the quality to high, the resolution to 4K, the highest it goes, and I'll set the ratio to 16:9 so all three angles fit on one sheet. And here's the part that matters most. I'm giving it no reference image at all. This is pure text to image. So for the first product, a premium pair of over-ear headphones I'm calling Obsidian, I'll write one prompt describing it from three angles at once: straight front on, a 3/4 view, and a close detail shot, all on a single sheet. So now I've got the headphones shown from three different angles, which already makes it look more reliable. And I really like the toned down colors of the product, plus the subtle light in the background that makes it feel more premium. But if the result doesn't look good, I don't edit it. I just regenerate it with the same prompt. Every prompt I'll use in this video is linked in the description, so you can copy it and follow along with me exactly. Now, to prove this isn't a fluke that only works on one product, I'll run the same process on something completely different. A luxury watch I'll call Meridian. And honestly, this one looks even better than the first. The leather texture on the watch's strap looks really realistic, with the light reflecting off it. I'm keeping both of these running through all 5 formats, so you can watch the same system hold up on 2 totally different products. So with that part done, I don't have to regenerate any of these from scratch anymore. But we still need to build the first real ad, the simplest of the 5 formats and the one every other format is built on top of. This first format decides whether someone stops on your ad or scrolls right past it, and it all comes down to a single line. It is the headliner that gives the viewer a quick promise. It's basically one bold claim, the product, and a button, and it's doing about 90% of the work. That claim is the first thing people read, so it either hooks them immediately or the ad gets skipped. Then the next thing they see is the product, sitting right under the claim, so the moment the line grabs them, they know exactly what it's about. And the third element is a simple call to action button to close it. The thing that makes that top claim land instantly is leading with a number, because it's specific and you read it faster than a full sentence. To build it, I'm still in GPT Image 2, only this time I actually give it the reference sheet. I'll click the plus icon on the bottom left of the prompt bar and drop the sheet in, and that becomes the only image the ad is allowed to pull the product from. You can attach up to 16 reference images here if you ever need to, but for this, all we need is the one sheet we already made. Then I'll switch the ratio to 3:4 so it fits a phone feed, and the prompt does the rest. It writes the headline, places the product from the sheet, and adds one support line and the call to action, all rendered straight into the image. For Obsidian, I'll lead with a big bold headline at the top saying the battery lasts 60 hours on one charge, and it comes out exactly like I imagined. Everything looks clean and consistent, from the text all the way to the product itself. Now the watch doesn't have a number like that, so for Meridian, I'll go the other way and lead with a line that creates a bit of intrigue instead. Powered by your pulse, not a battery. And I really like how it changed the font on the keywords in the headline, and the whole background gives it a completely different, more premium feel, with those dark colors and the leather-bound books the watch is resting on. So the headliner is really just one promise strong enough to stop people from scrolling, and it's the base every other format is built on. But one line can only say one thing, so next, I'll pull several benefits out of the product at once and still keep it just as clean. And this thing changed many top advertisers' approach years ago. It's called the benefits callout, or the anatomy format, and it's basically a clean product shot with thin lines pointing to a few short labels. And this whole concept comes from David Ogilvy, the man who built one of the most influential ad agencies in history. He found people remember more when you break the information into short callouts instead of burying it in a paragraph. But there's one rule that makes or breaks it. Every label has to sell a benefit, not a feature. I'll do it the same way as before. I'll make sure I've picked GPT Image 2, I'll attach the reference sheet there, and set the aspect ratio to 3:4. And to show you how flexible this format is, I'm building each product from 2 different angles. First up is Obsidian from the front, and I frame the whole thing around silence. The 4 callouts come out 2 on each side, and every label is a benefit, as you can see. Now the product feels even more worth buying, backed by real benefits. And because the labels are so minimal, the whole thing looks even cleaner than before. Then I'll keep the same benefits, but switch to a 3/4 angle. So this time, we've got the same 4 benefits, but they're arranged in a column on the left. And honestly, I preferred the first one, but for some people, this layout might land better. Now the same same two angles for Meridian, starting front on and framing it as heritage instead of tech, anatomy of an heirloom. The 4 gold labels are all about ownership, and there's not much to point out here. It looks just as clean as the last one. Then the flexible version, the watch laid flat and shot from straight above. Same 4 benefits again, just spread out around the watch this time. And this one looks pretty clean as the previous one, so there's nothing really to change. That's the whole reason I showed both. The same format holds up from any angle and on any product without the message ever changing. So the callout format makes you sell 4 things at once and still keep one clean focal point. But so far, I've only talked about my product in the ads, and sometimes it's easier to sell your product by just comparing it to the competition. So now we get to the format that makes your product the obvious winner the second it's sitting next to the competition. It's the comparison ad, and it's built for one specific buyer. And this one is built specifically for the solution-aware buyer, the one who's already deciding between different options. And the way it works is simple. You put your product right next to the alternative and point out every reason why yours is better. There's also a color trick here. Your side gets warm, rich, living colors, so it subconsciously feels more premium and more worth having. While the competitor's product is introduced with lifeless gray, so the viewer perceives it as a worse option before they've even read a single word. The build is the same. I'll stay with GPT Image 2, put in the reference sheet, and I set the aspect ratio to 3:4. And I'm actually going to run 3 different versions of this per product because the comparison can be built a few different ways. For Obsidian, I'll start with the classic split, a headline that just says spec sheets don't lie, my headphones on one side and a cheap generic pair on the other. Then I'll switch to a cleaner version, just the Obsidian headphones on their own over a simple feature table. And this one feels a little vague to me because we're pointing out problems with a competitor product the viewer can't even see, which feels kind of pointless. And the last version is the most advanced one. It's called the diagonal split, and it's the hardest one to build in the whole set. There's no line and no border. The materials just change halfway across, which is something you couldn't photograph in real life. And for Obsidian, I'll call it pick a side. So now we've got 2 separate panels where our product is positioned as a premium version in full color, and the other half is the competitor's product turned into a cheap generic version. And the overall result looks pretty clean for me, and our headphones kept their original look, so I'm happy with that. Now I'll run those same 3 versions for Meridian, starting with the split. One watch in full color and the competitor drained beside it, and I'll call it choose once. And this one actually looks better than the Obsidian comparison, because instead of just flattening everything to plain gray, it keeps the competitor watch looking natural and just makes it boring, cutting the branding off the dial and putting it against a plain wall. Then the single product version, just the Meridian watch over a clean comparison ledger. Same idea as the Obsidian one. It reads clean, but it focuses more on the framing than the actual features. And finally, the diagonal split again, and I'll call it age or expire. Now we've got one watch cut down the middle into a living heirloom on one side and a dead quartz version on the other. And as you can see, it works exactly like it did for Obsidian, though that very first split still makes Meridian my favorite of the 2. So the comparison format wins the buyer who's already deciding by making your product the obvious side to pick. But comparison only works when someone's weighing 2 things, and sometimes you just need to lay out everything they get in a single shot. This next format is the hardest one for the AI to actually pull off, but it also decides how many people will be interested in your product. It's the grid, and it's just several things laid out in one single frame. The reason it's so hard is that every cell has to share the same lighting, angle, and scale. And this is where that reference sheet from earlier really pays off, because it keeps the product identical in every single cell with 0 effort. There are 2 ways to use the grid: a kit lineup that shows everything they get, or an edition lineup that shows the same product in each variant. The setup runs exactly like the other formats, so I'll keep GPT Image 2 selected, and down in the left bottom of the prompt bar, I'll click that plus icon again to bring the reference sheet back in as the only image it pulls from. Then I'll just double check the settings right under the prompt bar: quality on high, resolution on 4K, and the ratio on 3:4 so it fits the feed and it's ready to generate. For Obsidian, I'll go with the kit version and call it everything in the box. And I really like that everything kept its original colors across all 4 cells, and even the frames match the background. Then, for Meridian, I'll switch to the edition version. 1 movement, 4 dials, the same watch in 4 different colors. And these kept their colors too, though I feel like the ivory and forest ones should sit a little lower so the whole grid looks more symmetrical. And the thing that sells it is that every cell looks like it came from the same shoot, which is what makes the whole grid feel premium instead of thrown together. So the grid is how you let the buyer pick for themselves, while everything still looks like one clean, expensive photo shoot. But a grid shows everything at once, and some products perform better by showing a before and after result. So now, the format is designed for the most skeptical, product-aware viewers. It's the transformation, a simple before and after, and it's aimed at the buyer who already knows your product but hasn't bought yet. The whole thing is 2 panels, the before on top and the after on the bottom, with the same framing, angle, and lighting on both. And these 2 extremes placed next to each other convince the buyer that your product will solve their problem right away. Setting it up is the same as as every other format. I'll keep GPT Image 2 as the model. I'll click the plus icon in the bottom left to bring the reference sheet back in and leave the ratio on 3:4. For Obsidian, I'll call it End the Cycle. The top panel comes out as a chaotic tangle of cheap dead earbuds that people keep rebuying every year, and the bottom is the one Obsidian pair that replaces all of them. And I like that it shows all those scratches and even broken cables, which is exactly what people owning the earphones struggle with. Then for Meridian, I'll run the same before and after and call it Stop Collecting Dead Watches. The top is a drawer full of dead fashion watches, and the bottom is the one automatic that just keeps running, outliving all of them. Though for me, this one doesn't hit quite as hard as the last. The watches just look old, there's no real problem you can actually see. Still, neither of these has a single person in it, just the product and the scene, which is also what keeps these safe to run as paid ads on Meta. And that's the full set, all 5 formats, on 2 completely different products. Every one a finished ad built from a single reference sheet with no designer and no photo shoot anywhere. But even though AI does almost all the work, the normal way still costs real money and time across a bunch of separate tools. Inside Higgsfield, it's all in one place with a simple interface you just follow to do it yourself. So sign up to Higgsfield with my link in the description and start making static ads for your products today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.